Hello. Thank you very much for all the panelists for sharing with us their experiences. And please, it's this time now to welcome Mrs. Cani Fernandez, CNMC Chair, and Mr. Andreas Mund, ICN Chair, for the closing session. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Dear ICN members, dear friends, as we come to the close of this year's ICN annual conference in Barcelona, I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to you all. This has been extraordinary days of cooperation, knowledge sharing and networking. It is an enormous treasure that we received with your presence along these 3 days. As I mentioned in the opening, commerce and industry sculptures at the beginning of the stairs represent the virtues of constant work and vigilance. We have all shown during this conference hard work and vigilance. But even more, we'll all share curiosity, intellectual hunger, dynamism, foresight, and strong conviction on the benefits of competition for all, citizens, workers, households, and companies of all sizes. Let me be honest, when Andreas Mund called me in 2022 to host the annual conference, it was a quite nerve-wracking time to me at the time. As could not be otherwise, I was very happy and excited that the CNMC was going to host the whole ICN community. But I also realized that what was coming down the line for the following year was going to be an incredible amount of work and commitment because the annual conference requires that. Today, it is the culmination of a very long and intense journey, and I am convinced that the effort was well worthwhile. We have had the opportunity to discuss crucial topics for our daily work, our basics, such as detecting cartels, assessing dominance or market power in merger control. We have shared the innovations and cutting-edge tools for detection, the impact of artificial intelligence, and how competition authorities may reap the gains of digitalization. We have discussed on the links and boundaries between competition and regulation and how to integrate competition in other policies and public interest. We have exchanged views on how to embed sustainability in competition policy. We have raised questions over our main challenges and difficulties on procedural and substantial issues. We have laid the foundations for a better understanding on the interaction between decisions and judicial review. We have highlighted the importance of competition advocacy and point at new tools and new resources that may facilitate achieving our goal. All in all, the discussions along these 3 days have shed light on our way ahead as competition authorities and competition experts. I would bet that there is no one person in this room thinking the effort of coming was not sufficiently rewarding. Thus, let me turn to the CNMC team that has been behind the scenes working hard to make this conference a success. I trust fully my team at the CNMC, and I was sure that they were going to do a fantastic job. Now, when I look back at the fascinating days that we have spent here in Barcelona, I feel immense proud of what we have achieved. I have been confirmed in my beliefs that we were able to handle the logistics of a major event such as this, the annual conference, which is daunting. At this stage, I want to give a huge thanks to the team at the CNMC that has been responsible for organizing the conference. Vera, Teresa, Lucia, Alejandro, Juan Carlos, Nuria, Mercedes, Adriana, Jesús, Manel, Víctor, Merche, Borja, Adolfo. Many, many thanks to you all. They have been in permanent contact with the chair office, Olaf, Tina, Annika, the annual conference team, Paul and Cynthia, and the ICN secretariat, Nigel. Coordination has been extremely swift, and I also thank them for the support and permanent assistance. It is not only our appreciation, but the record high interest of the conference what you should bear in mind. The annual conference attracted the attention of the whole international community. We cracked an all-time ICN record number in jurisdictions attending the annual conference in person. Exactly 98 jurisdictions have sent a delegation to Barcelona. We had some very last-minute unfortunate dropouts, but we are very, very close to the 100. And we have benefited from this diversity. It's very clear when you have jurisdictions from all the world, you learn much more. This has made the event even more inclusive and relevant, I think. The plenaries and keynotes have been made publicly available for the international competition community, and those who were not able to come could join us online. We've had more than 200 visitors on live stream in a constant way. Given these outstanding numbers, I can say that the Llotja de Mar has revisited its ancient history during these years, as we have paid homage to the precedents that here were legated to us, enshrining the values of competition in the markets. And it's not just history, but lively moments that we all will keep in our memories. We have had some intense days of work, but also relaxed moments with the colleagues, socializing, and building the network with even stronger ties. Please just take 2 minutes to watch the video that my team has prepared summarizing the best moments of the conference. I hope you will enjoy it, and again, thank you. I hope to see you soon in the next ICN event.
Dear colleagues, dear non-governmental advisors, dear ICN community, now we are really getting close to the closing of this conference. Of course, this is a time to thank everyone. Kani has thanked a lot of people, the whole team, and I fully agree, you have done a fantastic job. I know what it's like. We held the annual conference a year ago, so I felt with you all the time, Kani. But what I want to do now, I want to thank you. I did that in the inaugural session, but again, I want to thank you this time for this wonderful conference in this wonderful venue, and with this kind of work that you have done for us. You have done a great, great favor to the ICN. Many, many thanks. That is worth an extra applause to you. After an ICN year, of course, there are a lot of people we need to thank to, because there are lots of people who do a lot of work over the year, and they contribute tremendously that this conference is such a success. That includes the working group co-chairs at the engine room of this organization. It's the NGAs, it's the project leads, the vice chairs for organizing the head of agency sessions, our horizontal coordinator in Australia, far away, but would be difficult to steer this network without Gina, whom I see over there. Gina, many thanks for that over the year. The OECD and UNCTAD liaison that we have in the ICN to make sure we cooperate properly with all the international organizations that are around us. You know, we have all these special project teams in the ICN, including ITOT, the Bridging Project, the Focus Group, the ICN CAP, the Promotion and Implementation Team, the Membership Working Group that is doing work constantly. They all contribute through the full year to make this conference such a success. And of course, I must thank, as every year, I do not know if he's in the room, Nigel Caesar from the Competition Bureau in Canada. I don't see him for now. He's there. Nigel, you cannot hide. He's over there at the door. He hates me for that. Well, we look back at 3 fascinating conference days. It's impossible to give a wrap-up of that. What I want to do a bit is looking ahead, and I have to do some formal things with you as well. So what will the new ICN year bring? The first thing is we will take a look at the structure of the ICN. We will strengthen the working group, the engine room of the ICN, by increasing the number of working group co-chairs from 3 to 4. And that is a very positive development, because we had so many agencies in the ICN who wanted to contribute to the ICN, who wanted to take responsibility, and for a virtual organization like the ICN, of course, this is a very important issue. I'm particularly happy that we have new faces on board. Inter alia, the competition agencies of Egypt, of Greece, Mauritius, and New Zealand, but I'm equally happy that those who have invested already resources into the ICN over the last years stay on board and will continue to do so. We see a slide here with a new composition of the working group. Here my special thanks go to my team. This is a very special project every year to put together all these people and their interest in the working groups, but I think we have a fantastic composition for the next year. We will also do work on new content in the ICN. One example is going to be merger control, how to catch the right mergers. The ICN recommended practices provide clear criteria, but do they still work in the new world we are in? Catching small mergers with a high competitive potential, we will take a closer look at this. We will look at effective merger control on substance with regard to remedies, the standard of proof. We discussed this here at the ICN conference with regard to the courts that we all have to deal with. We will try to find an answer to the important question, can we keep up technically with this new world we are living in, with these companies with endless resources? How do we win the fight when we have big cases going on? We will continue to look at areas, intersection areas like data protection, data privacy, and other issues. By far more existential, we look at food markets, which is of utmost importance for many countries around the world. Competition is here, also here, at least part of the solution. And this we would want to make clear. We have started this new project here in Barcelona in a breakout session, and we will continue on that. And again, we will continue our work on sustainability. Another question of utmost importance. There are plans in the steering group to reach out to competition agencies worldwide and to connect them. You will hear from that. We will have more efforts and we will see more initiatives from the steering group with regard to sustainability questions. Before I formally close this conference, there's one formal point that I need to make with you. In odd-numbered years, the incoming steering group will be confirmed by the annual conference by consensus of its ICN members. You can see the proposal on the slide. The recommendation for the new incoming steering group from 2023 to 2025 includes 2 new members who have been dedicated to the ICN and devoted to our work already for some time. One is the Hungarian GVH, until today an ex officio member of the steering group, as the host of the 2021 conference. The second one is the India Competition Commission, the host of the 2018 annual conference, member of the Operational Framework Working Group, and a dedicated contributor to the ICN over time. The Turkish Competition Authority has decided to focus on the Unilateral Conduct Working Group and will become a co-chair here. This is the place for me to thank our Turkish colleagues for all the work invested in the steering group. I hope this proposal finds your approval. If not, this is the time to raise your hand. I'm prepared for everything, but I do not see any hand up, so the new steering group is approved. So finally, globalization will continue. It will continue maybe a bit different from what we have seen in the past. But the key driver of globalization is still there, and that is for the time being digitalization, although maybe the blocks may drift apart. There are lots of proceedings going on worldwide against many companies, powerful companies, and I think exactly during these times, when we have to struggle with the consequences of globalization on the one side and blocks that are drifting apart, I think it is of utmost importance that we stand together and that we do the work that we have done over decades now, that we continue to do this in the ICN, on cartel cases, on merger cases, on abuse cases. And I think the value of the ICN is not diminishing, it's not decreasing. On the contrary, it is increasing for the time that we live in and for the times we are walking towards. And I'm so thankful that we had this wonderful conference to bring together all these people who do this work on these issues. And we will continue as the ICN, as the big bloc worldwide who keeps together in order to get things done. Having said that, the annual conference 2024 is already taking shape. And having said that, I hand over to my friend and colleague, Alexandre Cordero Macedo. Now I got it. Alexandre, you will present where we are going to be next year, and you are welcome here on the stage. To all of you, safe travels. See you again at many other ICN venues and conferences. Thank you very much for being here.
Good afternoon, my friends. Just a few words. As Andrea said, the next ICN annual conference will be held in Brazil, in Costa do Sauípe, in the state of Bahia, in the month of May, from 15th to 17th. But first of all, I must congratulate CNMC for organizing this event. You and your team made a great job, Cani. Enhorabuena. Gracias por todo. Barcelona, it's such an amazing city. The only concern that I have is that you made such a great job that our responsibility is too high for the next conference. Thank you for all the ICN members. Thank you, Andreas. Thank you for the steering group, especially for trusting us and allowing us to organize alongside with the Secretariat and the steering group the next conference. I hope see you in Brazil next May. I hope we can organize a conference in the same level of quality that you made here, Hani. It will be difficult, but we are trying to do. The venue of the conference will be in Costa do Sauípe, as I said, in the state of Bahia. It's a complex, a resort complex in front of the beach, next to the Salvador city. It's a very special meaning for us. Salvador actually is the first capital of Brazil, and it's a city with a very rich culture and a very rich history. So in the tradition from the ICN, we try to combine the infrastructure and a pleasant venue with culture and things to do. And so is that. I hope to see you, everybody in Brazil. We'll have a very short video prepared for the next conference. I don't know if the video is ready. So,
welcome to the 2024 ICN Annual Conference. I'm honored to invite you to one of the most relevant events in the antitrust community, the ICN 2024 Annual Conference that will take place in Brazil. The historical past of our country is marked by influences from many cultures and formed what we are today, a country that celebrates life and diversity. Brazil has a large and diversified economy, a strong domestic market, and stands as a powerhouse in agriculture, renewable energy, biodiversity industry, and technology. Brazil also has a consolidated antitrust policy and enforcement. For over 60 years, we have worked to protect our market and ensure free competition in the country. As we know, the ICN has been an important partner for the fulfillment of our institutional mission and has played a central role in global competition law enforcement. Thanks to the partnership with the ICN, its members can benefit from cooperation, improve the effectiveness of practices and procedures, achieving significant progress in promoting a more competitive market. The ICN Annual Conference is an important event to strengthen the bonds between competition authorities and experts worldwide to share our experience and foster global cooperation in competition. I invite all members to join us in Costa do Sauípe in Bahia from 14 to 17 of May 2024. As an important icon of the Brazilian culture, Bahia represents the essence of our identity. This conference will be a unique opportunity to bring us together again to discuss the latest and most relevant competition law enforcement and policy issues for all of us. See you in Sauípe for the ICN 2024.
Exhibition closed. See you in Brazil.